Putin Breaking News Military chief thinks launching British weapons could help Kyiv fight Putin faster. Ukrainian Navy chief has stated that the country could achieve victory in the conflict more rapidly if authorized to launch Western weaponry on Russian sites deep within the country. According to Sky News Vice Admiral Alexei Papa, the battle outcome would have been drastically different if Ukrainian forces had unfettered access to Western weaponry from the outset. He emphasized the need for the necessary capabilities to ensure that Russia permanently abandons any notion of even gazing in the direction of Ukraine, even at sea. The United States is reportedly getting ready to station nuclear weapons in the United Kingdom for the first time in almost 10 years in response to the increasing danger posed by Russia. The plans include for the stationing of warheads at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk, which would be 3 times more powerful than the atomic bomb that devastated Hiroshima, according to Pentagon papers viewed by the Daily Telegraph. A nuclear mission is scheduled to occur imminently at the base, according to these blueprints. The Ministry of Defense has stated that it will not comment on or confirm the existence of nuclear weapons. According to Ukraine's security service, a group of individuals involved with a Ukrainian armaments company and the Defense Ministry stole about $40 million that was supposed to be used to purchase 100,000 mortar rounds for the conflict with Russia. Late Saturday, the SBU announced that 5 individuals had been indicted, with 1 individual being apprehended while attempting to traverse the Ukrainian border. The maximum sentence for their crime is 12 years in jail. Kyiv is trying to speed up its membership in the European Union and NATO by clamping down on corruption, and this inquiry comes as part of that effort. Before Kyiv can join either alliance, officials from the other have requested extensive anti-graft changes. Before Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was elected in 2019 on a platform of anti-corruption. The president and his advisors have presented the recent dismissals of high-ranking officials, most notably Ivan Bakanov, the former head of the State Security Service, in July 2022, as evidence of their determination to combat corruption. The present probe, according to security officials, began in August 2022, when officials inked a contract with the arms manufacturer Lviv Arsenal for artillery shells valued at 1.5 billion hryvnias, $39.6 million. The plan was for workers to send the money to an international corporation once they got paid, and that company would send the munitions to Ukraine. According to authorities, the funds were routed to other accounts in the Balkans and Ukraine, but the products were never delivered. The money has already been confiscated, according to Ukraine's prosecutor general, and it will be remitted to the national military budget. A military chief from Ukraine has stated that launching British weapons could be the key to defeating Putin's quiver. Ukrainian Navy chief has stated that the country could achieve victory in the conflict more rapidly if authorized to launch Western weaponry on Russian sites deep within the country. According to Sky News Vice Admiral Alexei Papa, the war's trajectory may have been drastically altered if Ukrainian forces had unfettered access to Western armaments from the outset. We must have the capabilities to make sure that Russia will give up forever the thought of even looking in Ukraine's direction, including at sea, stated Putin. Russia has allegedly failed to present any solid proof that a downed Russian transport jet was transporting 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war, according to Ukrainian officials, near the Russian city of Belgorod, 40 kilometers north of the border with Ukraine. On Wednesday, a military aircraft shot down. Russia alleges that the plane was carrying 74 persons on board, 6 crew members, 3 Russian soldiers, and 65 prisoners of war who were being prepared for prisoner swaps with Ukraine. According to Russian officials in the area, everyone on board the plane was killed. According to Britain's Ministry of Defense, the growing number of assaults on Russian army recruitment centers is most likely caused by popular disapproval of the conflict. There have been 220 assaults on enrollment offices since the war started in February 2022, according to Russian authorities. Since July 26, 2023, according to additional data from media site Mediazona, 113 attacks have been registered. Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his gratitude to all those who support Ukraine in January, when he detailed the many victories his army had won in the conflict. "We had a lot of success in our collaborations in January," he announced. Ukraine has strengthened its national resilience and kept the world's focus on its struggle for independence while facing many hurdles and obstacles. A person's worth, resilience, and ability to overcome adversity are essential arguments in international communication. People take notice of those who are strong and courageous. Everyone who supports Ukraine and all those who battle and labor for our nation, our freedom, and our people have my deepest gratitude. The United States is getting ready to station nuclear weapons in the United Kingdom for the first time in almost 10 years in response to a rising Russian threat. The Daily Telegraph has received documents seen by the Pentagon that show plans to station nukes at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk. These warheads would be 3 times stronger than the bomb that devastated Hiroshima. According to the Kyiv Air Force, Russian forces attacked civilian and key infrastructure targets throughout a large portion of Ukraine on Sunday using missiles and drones. On the messaging app Telegram, the Air Force stated that preliminary evidence did not indicate any casualties in the attacks. In recent months, both Russia and Ukraine have ramped up their airstrikes on the other's territory, destroying vital energy, transportation, and military facilities. Using 2 ballistic missiles launched from the Iskander ballistic missile system and 3 surface-to-air missiles over the Donetsk region in the east, the Air Force claimed that Russia assaulted the central Poltava region. The assault hit an industrial complex in Kremenchuk, igniting a fire, according to Philip Pronin, governor of the Poltava region, who wrote on Telegram. Firefighters battled a flame in photos shared online. In the southeasterly Zaporizhia region, Governor Yuri Malashko announced that a drone had attacked an infrastructure site. Despite Malashko's assertion that rescue workers were present, he remained mum on the subject of casualties or damage. After a night of combat, the Ukrainian Air Force claimed to have shot down 4 out of 8 drones launched by Russia. It was not possible to independently confirm the reports right away. As of this writing, Russia has made no statement. Honorary mention Stislav Chernov. The people of Mariupol, Ukraine, deserve this, not me. 20 Days in Mariupol, a documentary about Ukraine, has received an Oscar nomination for Best Documentary Feature. The director met down with The Independent the day following the nomination to talk about life in Ukraine and filming behind Russian borders. On Saturday, Russian President Vladimir Putin and close allies gathered in St. Petersburg, Russia, for a series of commemorative activities commemorating the 80th anniversary of the end of a terrible Nazi siege during World War II. Following his visit to Piskarevskoy Cemetery, where the bodies of hundreds of thousands of besieged citizens rest, the leader of the Kremlin placed flowers at a memorial honoring the slain Soviet defenders of the city, which was then known as Leningrad and stood on the banks of the Neva River. The United States is getting ready to station nuclear weapons in the United Kingdom for the first time in almost 10 years in response to a rising Russian threat. The Daily Telegraph has received documents seen by the Pentagon that show plans to station nukes at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk. These warheads would be 3 times stronger than the bomb that devastated Hiroshima. They laid the groundwork for what they called a nuclear mission that would happen imminently on the base. Russian officials have failed to present any solid proof to support their assertions that their forces shot down a military cargo jet en route to a prisoner of war swap between Russia and Ukraine, according to Ukrainian officials. Russian officials with great delay handed the Ukrainian agency that deals with prisoner swaps with a list of the 65 Ukrainians that Moscow alleged died in the plane crash in Russia's Belgorod region on Wednesday. Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that Ukrainian air defenses shot down a Russian military plane, either intentionally or accidentally, near the Ukrainian border on Wednesday. The Ilyushin Il-76 airliner went down in the Belgorod region of Russia, killing 74 people. Moscow claims that 65 Ukrainian soldiers were on board, and they were supposed to be exchanged for Russian prisoners of war. It has failed to provide evidence. There is no evidence of who was on board, and Kyiv has not confirmed nor denied that its soldiers shot down the plane. In addition to demanding an international probe, it has cast doubt on several aspects of Moscow's story. The statements could not be independently corroborated, and Russia has exclusive access to the accident site.